want to turn back now to Jenna Barbie, the fifth grade teacher in Florida, who is currently under investigation for showing a Disney film to her class, a film that featured a character who is biracial and gay. And Jenna, you were just telling us exactly where things stand. Were you approached by state investigators or questioned by the school? How did things unfold, and how did they discover that you showed the movie?
So it all started after the day after I showed the movie. One of the admin came in my classroom and told me I needed to go to the principal's office, where she told me that a school board member had come to our school and tried to come as a school board member, and she said, no, you can come as a concerned parent. And so she did. So the school board member scheduled a meeting, and later that day I got told that I played this movie and had these questionable lessons in it, in that her daughter was uncomfortable, and I didn't know I had been reported. I, of course, never want to make a student uncomfortable, so my immediate reaction was, I'm sorry, I learned my lesson. Like, I'm a first-year teacher, I'm a first-year mom, it's been a lot this year, so I followed protocol per what the school had at the time. It changed 2 days later, by the way, but I followed the protocols, and I thought everything was fine. And then I get home and find out I had been reported for indoctrination because she called my dad, since he's a politician too. Wow. And she called him to say, oh, if I knew this was your daughter, I never would have called. So are you really protecting the children, or is it a political thing? It's kind of hard to tell. But
Jenna,
anyway,
you resigned a week before you showed the movie. Am I correct by that you were planning on leaving? Okay, and am I correct? It was the politics in Florida, these rules, these bans that were a part of your resignation, or was it something else?
More so the politics, like, within the school system. I actually didn't know much about the top politics at all. I meant more like the standards when I meant like politics and like the things that teachers are held to now, because the reason I went into teaching in the first place was because I used to do ABA therapy, and when I worked with special needs kids, we did like a lot of social, emotional, and naturalistic teaching, and learning on emotional intelligence, and that was the main thing I wanted to bring in on a larger scale, and that's why I became a teacher. And then I quickly learned that that is not possible.
Not possible. And for those who would ask, why did you show the movie? I mean, some might say, oh, she's trying to cause trouble with these bans and push back against, I don't know, bans about showing movies, Disney movies. I don't understand it, but because of the don't say gay rules and other things. Was there anything there that you were pushing back against by showing the movie? Why did you show it?
I didn't even know that was a thing. The reason I showed it was because of its earth elements. And I will say that again and again because it's the truth. If you ask any of my students, I am a huge earth advocate, and I tell them all the time how it's alive. I joke around to breathe with the trees, and I make them pick up trash before recess because I want them to learn to take care of the earth. And since we were doing ecosystems and earth and science at the time, it was the perfect opportunity to show this new movie that the majority of them haven't seen, that shows how the earth really is alive. It has a heart in this movie.
Wow. All right, we'll be following this story, and we wish you well. Jenna Barbie, thank you so much for coming on to the show this morning.